Hey, what's up everybody? This is Dom, and today we are talking about the top 5 defining features of the Galaxy S5. Basically, what makes it different than its predecessor. And if you're wondering if the S5 is worth the money or not, my good friends over at Recumbu actually got their hands on a Galaxy S5 early and have posted a full review on their channel. So be sure to check that out if you're interested using the annotation on the screen or the link down below in the description. And thanks to them, I have some exciting footage to show you guys about each of the 5 features that we're discussing in this video today. First up, let's talk about the fingerprint sensor. Now, this isn't necessarily new technology for smartphones. I mean, Apple's iPhone 5S featured one and the HTC One Max did. But even before that, Motorola implemented a fingerprint scanner on the Atrix way back in 2011. Now the S5's fingerprint sensor is much like the 5S as it's implemented into the home button, but there's a big difference between the two. Now on the iPhone 5S, you can simply place your finger on the button to activate the feature and unlock your device, and it's pretty simple. But with the S5, you're required to swipe across the home button, and personally I think that the implementation on the iPhone 5S is better. Pressing a button is just a little more natural for me. How many times in your life have you swiped across a button to do something? It's just not very natural, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Now with the case of the Atrix and the HTC One Max, the fingerprint sensor was on the back of the phone, but still many people found that to be unnatural. Unfortunately, we won't have an idea of the long-term reliability with the S5 until months down the road after its release, but it's definitely a feature that makes the S5 different than the S4. Next up, we're taking a look at ultra power saving mode. If your S5 is dying and you've reached the 10% point on its battery, this mode can add an additional 24 hours in standby mode. Now this is possible thanks to the AMOLED display. The phone goes into a black and white mode, and because it's AMOLED, it only has to use power to light up the white pixels shown on the screen. Now unfortunately, once you begin using the phone, the battery will drain normally, but it's a great way to make sure that your device lasts until you have a chance to get to another charger. Now this is the same technology behind the active notifications on the Moto X. When a notification is received, the Moto X only has to use power to light the white pixels shown on the display, and essentially the rest of the black area is off and not consuming power. I think battery life is probably one of the most important aspects on a smartphone, so I'm glad that Samsung is creating ways to help preserve that necessary situation. Now the S5 also features 4K or UHD video recording capabilities, and this isn't the first Galaxy device to make this possible. As some of you may remember, the Note 3 also had this feature, but unfortunately, like the Note 3, the Galaxy S5 also lacks video stabilization and a few other features when shooting in UHD mode. Along with UHD, the S5 also features a new Selective Focus, and if it's anything like Nokia's Refocus app, Selective Focus will take a burst of images changing focus so that it can process them in post depending on your selection. Now it's a nice feature, but it's actually not happening because of some special technology within the camera. This is simply a glorified Photoshop technique, so really there's not much special going on there. Another new feature on the Galaxy S5 is the heart rate sensor, which will allow you to monitor your heart rate if you ever really needed to do that. Now Samsung has been pushing its way into the health and fitness market for a while now, and it's this kind of feature that kind of puts a stake in the ground and lets everybody know, hey, we're serious about health. Now this is the same sensor that's in the Gear line of smartwatches this year as well, but is it really all that awesome? I mean, just in case you weren't aware, there are several apps that allow you to do the same exact thing using the camera and the LED flash on pretty much any smartphone. Sure, the S5's implementation may be more accurate, but it's certainly not a reason to run out and upgrade to the S5. So let's talk about build quality. After the S5 was announced, many people were disappointed in the build quality. It employs the same plastic design as the S4 with a slightly tweaked body style, but overall not much is different. I mean, the lock button and volume rockers are in the same place, and we have a microphone, a headphone jack, and an IR blaster on the top, and thanks to the IP67 dust and water resistance rating, you'll now need to open up a small port on the bottom of the device to actually plug it in, and personally, I find that very annoying. But a lot of people seem to also hate the back cover of the S5. It kind of looks like a Band-Aid or a golf ball or something like that, so hopefully, because it's removable, maybe we'll see third-party replacements in the future. Now also underneath the back cover, we do have our micro SD card slot, our SIM card slot, and our battery, but overall, like I said, not much is different. So if you're looking to upgrade to the Galaxy S5, it's probably because one of the features that I mentioned in this video, but it's only slightly different than its predecessor. So what do you think? Did Samsung miss the mark on the Galaxy S5? Is it truly worth the upgrade, or should you wait until the S6 or the S5S maybe? I don't know. But either way, let me know what you think down in the comments section below, and leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, as it does help out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to subscribe for my full Galaxy S5 review in the future. Thanks again for watching, everybody. This is Dom, and have a great day.